Ethan had always imagined a different life, a life with Anna, the woman he had loved since his youth. They had shared dreams, late-night conversations, and promises of forever, but life had a cruel way of steering him in a different direction. Instead, he married Lily, a woman who was kind, caring, but not the one he truly wanted. Years passed, and Ethan's frustration grew like a cancer inside him. Every day he was reminded of the life he could have had. His resentment towards Lily deepened, not because she had done anything wrong, but because she wasn't Anna. Their home was cold, and silence filled the spaces where laughter should have been. Ethan began to withdraw, spending more time alone, his thoughts dark and obsessive. He no longer saw Lily as a person, but as a symbol of everything that had gone wrong in his life. The anger inside him boiled until it consumed him entirely. One night, after a particularly tense argument about something trivial, dinner perhaps, Ethan snapped. The seed of a horrifying thought bloomed in his mind. What if Lily wasn't there anymore? What if he could erase this mistake and move on? The thought gripped him, and soon it was all he could think about. That evening, as Lily lay asleep in their bed, Ethan stood over her, his heart racing. The room was filled with an eerie calm, as though time itself had paused to watch the horror about to unfold. In his hand he held a knife he had taken from the kitchen. His knuckles turned white from the grip as he stared at the woman he once promised to love and protect, but something stopped him. His hand shook, the blade hovering over her chest. Then Lily stirred, her eyes fluttering open. She smiled softly, unaware of the darkness that had consumed her husband's heart. "Ethan? What are you doing?" she asked, her voice groggy. Ethan froze, the knife still in his hand. He stammered something incoherent and quickly put the knife away, walking out of the room without answering. His heart pounded in his chest as he realized what he had almost done. But the thought lingered, growing stronger each passing day. The next morning, Lily acted as if nothing had happened, but Ethan was haunted by his near action. He couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, and his mind was plagued with the constant image of what he had almost done. The whispers began shortly after. They came from the walls, from the corners of his mind, always pushing him toward the knife, toward finishing what he had started. Each night the whispers grew louder. He would hear footsteps in the hallway when no one was there. Sometimes, when he looked at Lily, her face seemed to shift, becoming unrecognizable, grotesque even. It was as if something was taunting him, telling him that the only way out of his misery was to follow through with his twisted plan. One night, the whispers became unbearable. They screamed at him to do it. Desperate to silence them, he went to the kitchen, grabbed the knife, and marched up to their bedroom. His vision was blurred by rage and frustration. He pushed open the door, the darkness swallowing him whole. Lily lay still in the bed, her back to him. Without hesitation, he raised the knife and plunged it down. Again and again, the blade tore through the blankets until they were soaked with blood. Panting, he stepped back, the reality of what he had done slowly sinking in, but something was wrong. There was no scream, no sound, no struggle. Ethan pulled back the covers and froze in horror. There was no body. Instead, the bed was empty, drenched in blood, but devoid of any trace of Lily. Panic set in as he stumbled back, the knife slipping from his fingers. The whispers grew louder, mocking him, laughing at his terror. Then he heard her voice. "Ethan?" Lily whispered from the doorway. He turned, and there she stood, her face pale, her eyes hollow. She smiled, a twisted, unnatural grin. "Did you really think you could kill me?" she asked, stepping toward him. "I've known all along." Ethan's legs buckled beneath him as he realized the horrifying truth. The whispers hadn't been from his mind, they had been from her. Lily had known, had planned, had waited. She had let him come close to the edge, knowing he would fall. She took another step closer, her eyes glowing in the darkness. "You can't get rid of me, Ethan," she said, her voice cold and filled with malice. "Not now, not ever. In the days that followed, no one saw Ethan again. The house became quiet and Lily continued on with her life as if nothing had happened. But late at night, if you listened closely, you could still hear the whispers, Ethan's cries for help, trapped in the same walls that had once driven him mad. And Lily? She lived, smiling and calm, her secret buried deep within the silence of their empty home.